Algo.
昇竜拳 Alright!
I feel like I'm too hard to die, man.
Hey people, hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. Today I wanted to do a quick video about Season 3, my thoughts and feelings about it, etc. now that we're a few months in. This is going to be sort of unscripted. This is going to be, might come off as a rant, and I'm talking very candidly. I'm uncompromised. I don't have any big sponsors or anything like that, or anything that will sway my influence, and a lot of this might just go over the head of some people who are sort of just beginning and stuff like that. And I think that's one of the big things about Street Fighter 6 in general, is it's sort of unintuitive. If like the skill gap in knowledge distinctively is sort of like overwhelming. Like, this isn't like any other Street Fighter game, and people coming from other Street Fighter games or coming from a casual perspective, I believe fundamentally just do not understand the game and the core meat and gritty about it, and I don't blame them, because based on where you are in the ranking system, the game is completely different. Like, if you're at the intermediate playing of the game, it's sort of all drive rush. And if you're a beginner player, it's sort of all drive impact. But as we move into the higher upper level of play, it's all about meaties, Oki, parries, and all that kind of nonsense. So I just want to sort of like break down a few things, and I'll go as we go. So starting off over just like the Season 3 changes, one of the biggest changes is parry. Oops. If you guys don't know, basically on the advanced or master level of play, parry is just overpowered. The fact that you could just time a meaty get up with parry, and you would get a knockdown and potentially corner carry. So with some characters like Ken, it could be full screen corner carry, which is just insane. And it gives you drive rush back. So, like, what parry could do on an advanced or intermediate level of play was obscene. The fact that they added like some more skill to like parries in general, like the fact that you have to guess whether it's a low or a high, does help a lot of things. But for those keen players, it is not going to change anything, and basically it's just a band-aid of the core issue, which is parry is overpowered. I think more powerful than they realized when they made the mechanic in the first place. There's almost like the only thing that can counter it is throws, which, and I'm not joking about this whole parry thing, like it was almost like a gentleman's agreement that we wouldn't use parry when we were sparring, when we were playing with each other, if you know what I mean, in Season 2. So one of the fundamental differences that I think isn't intuitive to beginner players is a lack of priority and hitbox footsies. Basically, like, attacks that you would think would low profile others will actually get winged or attacked by attacks that used to be high and only hit standing opponents. See there? Like, basically I tried to do a low forward to get under his standing heavy. Every other Street Fighter game, standing heavy only hits standing opponents. Part of the show design is that they had bad attacks that would hit crouching, but great attacks that would hit low, like low forward or standing heavy kick. these would like sort of make the sort of design or footsies of Ryu. However, in Street Fighter 6, everyone has low forward, so that identity of having great lows is sort of removed from the character. Standing heavy also hits crouchers as well now, so that element of hitbox footsies is completely removed from the game. Also, there's no really like priority system or anything like that, so if you do like a heavy attack, it can get winged by a light attack, etc. So that's a big element of it. But for these beginner or intermediate veteran players coming from other Street Fighter games, they might come under the wrong impression that like this is still within the game, and they might get fooled by attacks like this, which are low crushes and stuff like that. Those exist, you know, but they're so slow and pronounced and stuff like that. They might as well not exist entirely. But yeah, a big thing about this game is this sort of homogenization of low forward in general. Now, another part of this is that everyone has somewhat like a standing heavy equivalent. Now, other than everyone's lows being too strong in this game, what's the problem with everyone having a standing heavy and a low forward? Well, a problem with this is that you can basically put people in Oki situations from really far away. This used to be a feature of Ryu. This used to be a feature of Ken. Now everyone has this, and now it doesn't even need. You don't even need to be like buffering any special moves. You can just do like something like that. Like you can just put them into an Oki situation by just using Drive Rush or even Drive Impact. You know. Like, you can use either or. It doesn't, like, you can just, like, lock on to the move hit, and then just hit that button, and then you can just make up the combo as you go. You don't even need to use your reactions. This is also not going into the fact that there's, like, a new, like, modern this now, so you don't even need to use your execution for hit confirms into moves like this, for example. And also there's moves designed around you hitting low forward, like Hashogeki and stuff like that. All the characters have new moves for hitting low forward that are very easy input. They're not DP inputs. So a lot of like the execution of low forward and standing heavy are removed entirely. And now people might be saying like what's the problem? Like, of course, like, is this another modern argument? No, I'm not coming at you about modern, but I might go into modern in its whole video to itself. But a problem with this is that this can be done on block. Like, you can, and you might be like, no, well, look at your drive gauge here. Well, what happens when I grab someone, right? Look at the top left. My drive gauge is going up. So when I'm doing all these throw loops and stuff like that, it's going up, and then this goes into like the throw changes, right? Now you might be saying like, who cares, like drive gauge back when you throw someone? But you might have heard the term take the throw from Street Fighter 5. Well, that was because basically throw damage wasn't that bad, so taking a throw to allow you to like reset the neutral or guess something else wasn't too bad. But in season 2, like, you could just take the throw, and if you look at the top right, your drive gauge is coming back. So it was like, in this game, in a lot of ways, drive gauge is worth more than health. And the thing that they added to the game was that basically they get a lot of drive gauge back when they throw escape. The only time throws will do drive gauge damage is if it's a punish counter, and that happens when you parry, and that comes back into the parry changes. Now, all this adds up together to like round start, people like using all of their drive gauge to get you in the corner, and as you can see up there, it doesn't do that much drive gauge damage. So when I'm in like the throw territory, who cares about the throw rate drive gauge recovery? It's nice, but it doesn't solve the problem of people just burning themselves out to get you into the corner and then just recovering all that with throw loops. In fact, I don't think they're ever going to fix throw loops because it's the major, it's one of the major answers to drive parry. And the reason is that when you get to a certain level of play, you can tech. So you know when you get up, the instant you get up, the frame that you get up, you could have just done this, and that would like parry almost everything. And throw is the answer to parry. This all comes into it, is that basically we have to have these very obnoxious and abusive throws because parry exists. Now, what is the like counter to throws? Well, there's jumping, which if they don't jump at the right time, you can actually hit them with a light DP with most of the characters, even if they jump your normal throw. That's been in the game for a while. Like jumping a throw isn't that great. You potentially want to jump over their head, but yeah, jumping isn't going to help anything. And if we turn this off right here, like the other option is OD Shuryu, which look over there, it takes 2 bars. So if you're spending like drive bar to get me off of you, as we discussed before, drive bar is worth more than health in this game, especially when you're on the defensive. So both of these solutions are kind of fucked. Now, you might be saying, well, we just talked about throw breaks. They give gauge back, and they're fine, right? Well, they actually push you back. So if we go into like normal, like you notice here, they have wall carry, like they have movement carry. So this attacker is still being rewarded for making you throw break him. And he's slowly winning the neutral. See, he's one neutral, you're in the corner. After a few throw breaks. I'm not going to say it's that little, but as you can see here, you're always losing when someone's throwing you. So it's a disopportune situation to be put into. And why is this a problem? It's because Oki in this game is ridiculous. Every character can Mii or Oki off of everything. The worst part about all of this is it's only the Shotos and the popular characters that get these throw loops and cancelable lows and forward pokes. The grapplers do not. They think because of Drive Rush, grapplers would be too OP with throw loops and grapples like these. Well, the truth is everyone's overpowered with these grapples and throw loops and stuff like that. It's completely untenable that they allow this to happen, because you can just basically totally dominate the first portion of the fight, and yeah, even if they get you, you put them in the corner and you throw loop them now. See? Just shimmy them, and they're, yeah, as you can see, they're broken and stuff like that. Well, maybe the uninformed might not understand why burnout is such a problem, but basically, after a while, you get these infinites that lead to like corner, and yeah, then you get this, etc. You basically can carry them all the way to the corner using chip damage infinite block strings that lead to stun. And that is basically what like every match of Street Fighter 6 is trying to put people in burnout so you can infinite block string them into like this stun situation, this checkmate situation. And it's a bit overbearing over the whole system entirely. And I just think that like no other game would you start with full meter at the start of combat. I think that's utterly ridiculous. I think 3 bars is enough. I think that being able to basically just do block strings to carry people to the corner without burning yourself out and then just throw looping them is not fun gameplay. and I feel it is the intentional way to play the game. On top of that, I feel that throw loops are too strong. They need at least a drive rush to keep them going. I think having one bar in that skill like kind of gap or like skill gate for people to inflict throw loops needs to be there. You need to be spending at least one bar for each throw. It just doesn't make fun gameplay. It makes it the laughing stock of the FGC. And just generally, like, Oki is just a problem in general. Like, the fact that, like, everything gets Oki, everything gets meaties, everything gets everything, you know? And, it's just too formulaic in general. I find it as, like, a big problem with the game as a whole. And that's just, like, a problem with Street Fighter 6 as a whole. Just because of the Oki system, there's just no breathing room. There's no breathing. Like, you constantly, any moment, you can be attacked from full screen and have to react to something. And you can't react to something because it's just like you're getting hit by a 15 framer full screen, and yeah, you're just constantly like having to like put up. There's no breathing, and the way that the dry bar works is it just recovers too fast. Like, just the way that it goes up and down is too like fast, right? Like, the pro players like Blaz and all those people are like burning people out really efficiently and stuff like that. That's a problem, and it's just that the game has no chill. Other Street Fighter games, you would have like sort of a breather after doing a big combo. We would reset to neutral, and then that would be another little exchange or whatever. You would only get Oki from like intentional combos that were suboptimal to allow you to have Oki. And now I'm not saying that like Street Fighter 4 didn't have that or Street Fighter 5 didn't have that, but it's more intense in this game. There's just no chill, and it becomes very exhausting to play, especially against people who are hyperactive. There's no way to really play passively in Street Fighter 6. You always have to be sort of matching your opponent's rhythm of offense at least. An important caveat to all of this as well, to get to the level to even recognize this is how you're supposed to play the game, you need to be master. Like, everyone who's at gold and platinum and stuff like that, they're all in their own little world right now, you know? There's so many mix-ups and knowledge checks that aren't even really playing the game that you can use to dominate lower players that they'll not even see the light outside of the cave, you know? Now, a big problem with this whole system in general is that now the grapplers can't play the game, and they're sort of balanced perhaps how every character should be balanced, in that they don't have cancelable like standing heavy, don't have a cancel low forward. And watch this, so when he's walking forward and he grabs you, his grab leaves you full stream, but when you stand still and they grab, you get it so close that you can drive rush in and get another grab. Now, this is what I think all of the throw loops should be. You should need a drive rush, but he will not get a drive rushable Oki situation if he's just simply moving the slightest bit forward with his normal grab. Now, this doesn't happen in his back throw. You can sort of do that, no problem. But yeah, and another thing about it is throws, like command throws, have to leave you full screen. Like, look at that. You like, despite the animation, like Zangief jumps full screen after his command throws and stuff like that, which just boggles the mind. If anything should have Oki, I believe it should be Grappler's command throws, but that's just removed from the game. In every other game, basically, some of the like Grappler's whole thing is that they put you in a grab, they put you in an Oki situation. It's basically death per game if they get close to you. And the game was all about keeping them away from you. But with this new like drive rush system, like people can just move full screen within like an unreactable amount of time. It's such a big can of worms, and it's more complicated than people think. Now, I'm not saying that grapplers are broke, like just simply they don't have anything to do in this game, because this is a very hard game to play. And what grapplers do best in this game is punish people for stuff. Like, that's 3,000 damage, right? But basically, I can just do something like this, and I've completely just taken 50% of your life bar, and and the game is almost done. More if you're like Akuma and stuff like that. And this does immense amounts of drive gauge damage as well. So, like, players who play grapplers are not having a hard time because they're punishing people's mistakes in a game that's so high execution. Now, coming from Street Fighter V, you might think grapplers having Oki is some kind of foreign concept. But I tell you, it's almost ingrained in their DNA in most of the games, you know? Like, this sort of infinite throw loop situation was something that only grapplers used to do. It's just something that they would do. It's not something Shotos were supposed to be able to do. Like, part of like getting a grab in was supposed to be like your win condition, because then you can now mix them up with the Oki situation. But now Shotos get infinite Oki situations or win for game situations off of just simple grabs. And now grapplers grabs leave them full screen, as you guys seen before. So, like, is it all doom and gloom? Well, a lot of people have commented that Sagat doesn't have special cancelable long pokes or a special cancelable low forward, and his throw doesn't get a loop unless you use drive rush, even in the corner. Now, I think that is something that should just be implemented with everyone, and I think it is a step forward. However, it's too little too late. There's so many characters in this game that are completely fundamentally broken. For example, like Lily. So, what I would like for Street Fighter 6 in the future, I need like the drive gauge halved at the start of like combat. It can't be 6 bars at the start. It's too much. And on top of that, it's just like this whole throw loop situation. It needs to like some serious ramifications or changes. All throw Oki should need drive rush. And I don't think like the grapplers should be excluded. Also, characters that rely on the install, I think that should be carried over to the next game if it's not used. But other than that, I am enjoying Street Fighter 3. I'm not playing it as much as I used to. A lot of my friends have stopped playing. But if you guys like Street Fighter 6, join my Discord. There's a lot of people who are there who play it. If you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm going to do a video soon about leverless and why it's not the best control method on the platform. But other than that, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching.
So then I was like, tire, and that was the last I ever heard of that guy.
Hey, Sagat, hey!
It's Sagat.
Long time no see, huh, bro? Yeah, hey, who's your friend here? Hey, she's cool, hey, what's up?
Oh, hello.
Oh, hi, I'm Ryu. I'm sure Sagat's told you all about me.
No, he hasn't mentioned you, actually.
What? So hasn't he told you how he got that giant scar?
Yes, he told me about the tractor.
Yeah, tractor. Yeah.
Oh, a tractor, huh? Yeah, Sagat, yeah, you know those tractors, they'll really burn you up good, huh? Those tractors. Well, hey guys, I gotta run. Meeting Ken for some paninis. Catch you later, dudes.
Yeah, okay.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, by the way,
Hadouken!
just kidding. See you guys.